Acmonius!
Yes, Tony.
Sir, I come bearing news from town.
Go on.
That philosopher residency that you were hoping to get,
Yes, how did you hear? You heard about the what? Go ahead.
it went to Plato. I'm sorry, sir. I think your messages are just not connecting with the ancient Greek society the way that you hoped.
They always pick Plato. They always pick Sophocles. They always pick Aristotle. They always pick Euphrates. I don't even know
They
any of their
pick all of
stupid
them.
names. What are their dumbass names? I don't even care. I just know it's not me.
You need to connect with people more. I think maybe we should try to connect with the youth.
I'm charismatic.
There's this guy, Aesop, who's been doing fables, and they're kind of a trend right now. They're kind of a hit.
Oh, the storyteller.
The storyteller,
The one who tells
yeah.
the stories to the kids.
Yeah, the one who teaches them morals. People really are fucking with his stuff right now, big time.
So you think I should make him my own stories? I mean, I usually just talk about what it feels like to be alive or the stars.
Yeah, and people don't like it, so maybe we should try something else.
Okay, well, how about,
Yeah, try making a fable up. What's a fable?
what's a fable?
He usually starts with some sort of situation, maybe an anthropomorphic animal.
An animal that, like, talks and...
Yeah, that has human-like traits.
Okay, what if a man is in the woods
Okay,
and he sees a tree,
sure thing.
and the tree looks a lot like a lake?
Like a lake?
Yeah, he, like, sees a tree and he's like, is that a lake?
How? Sorry, the tree and the lake look similar.
He sees a tree and he says, oh, that looks a lot like a lake. And so he goes over to the tree and he touches it thinking he's going to walk into a lake, and it's a tree. And he's like, oh my god, what an optical illusion.
Then what happens, sir?
Well, that's the story. He, like, discovers that it's not, a lake. What do you think? Good?
Well, what's the moral? The stories, the fables, they have morals typically. Or something to leave you thinking.
Well, what were you thinking after you read that? Or
I
you-
was
whoa.
thinking maybe the story wasn't over yet, because there wasn't really a point.
Oh, sorry. Okay, we're gonna try again. Okay?
Good, yes.
We're gonna try one more time. Okay, a frog.
Go on, this is great.
A frog is on a log in the middle of a swamp,
I'm taking notes.
and the swamp is very stinky.
Okay.
That's it. The swamp is stinky.
Okay.
So what it tells you is that if your environment is upsetting, then just be a frog.
Wouldn't the frog be used to the stink of the swamp? He was born there.
Well, it's probably a new stink, is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to
Okay,
say it's
so-
a new stink.
So where'd the stink come from?
Okay, let me try again. So it's
Okay.
Okay, so there's a horse, and he's walking down the road,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
he sees a slave, a human slave in the street, and he's been abandoned by his master. And the donkey, or the horse? Did I say horse? The
You said horse, yeah.
Sorry, you confused. You confused. Me.
I'm taking notes. It says horse slave, and then I clarified human slave.
Okay, there's a
Abandoned.
horse. There's a horse, and he goes in the street, and he sees an abandoned slave.
Okay.
And the slave is, he doesn't know what to do. He's like, oh shit, what the hell do I do?
Yeah.
And the horse,
And he's never seen a horse before.
and he
maybe.
walks up to the horse, and he's like, oh my god, a horse. And the horse,
Okay.
he walks up to the back of the horse, and the horse isn't ready for him, and it kicks him in the head.
And so maybe it's like, don't get too excited, is the moral.
Yeah.
Don't get too excited when you see a horse.
Or don't walk behind a horse.
That's a good moral.
Yeah, I think
People
so.
need to know that.
You think that'll work?
I got a cousin who learned that one the hard way.
I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, well, what if I went into court? and
Okay,
I
this
told-
is
and
not
I-
a story. This is an idea for you to
Yes.
do for real.
What if I went into court and I told one of my stories, and then I said, now change the laws?
I think maybe if you're going to do something like that, we should workshop the stories a little more. Maybe try to have some stories with a little more of an idea to them.
Agree to disagree. I think my stories are good.
I've been your squire for 8 months now.
Yes.
And the whole time, I feel like your ideas have been kind of half-baked. You kind of say, that's done. You, boom. I mean, how many theories have you had in the last 8 months? A lot, right?
Probably 100, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like what Plato does is he sits and he thinks about an idea like a lot, right? And then when he comes and tells people the idea, he's really thought about it. And it's like, and that's why it's a good idea usually. Like he's really pondered it. And I feel like you kind of just want to like get the philosophy stuff done so you can go back to like what you were doing before, like bathing or whatever.
Okay, but keep this in mind. Everyone loved when I said we should throw rocks at the lepers in the streets.
Yeah, but that wasn't really a philosophy idea. That was more so just like inciting some sort of hate crime.
But they gave me a lot of gold for that.
Okay.
And now that's how I was able to hire you. So
okay.
if it's broken,
well,
and it can't be fixed, and it, you know.
And thank you, because I need this job. But I feel like as your squire, my job is kind of to like help you be good at philosophy.
Yeah, you help me organize my thoughts. I tell you my things, and then you write them down, and then you deliver them to the people. And sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad.
What's a moral you want to teach people? Maybe we could start with the moral and then work backwards into the story.
I don't think you should run.
Okay.
In the streets.
People shouldn't rush.
Don't run in the streets because you could bonk a head.
Take your time.
You could hit a head into a wall, and then that's a scrambled brain. And what is a brain scrambled?
Probably a dead person.
Dead person. Dead or disabled or
sure, like
quiet,
my cousin who got kicked by that horse.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So maybe it's like a fast animal.
Like a leopard.
A leper?
A leopard.
Oh, good. Because I know how you feel about it.
Or like
a leopard.
Or like a fast hound.
Okay, so the hound runs, and then what happens?
Okay, so here's what we do.
Maybe he gets excited, he sees a bone or a ball.
So there's a hound.
Great.
And he's in the forest.
So far, this is your best one.
There's a hound in the forest, and he's walking around chasing, or he's stalking a rabbit.
He wants to eat it,
He wants to eat a little rabbit that's in the grass.
That's some dog behavior right there, for sure.
And basically, he catches the rabbit, and then he goes home and he eats it.
Yeah. Okay, and then what happens?
His stomach is full. And okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, there's
now.
no moral.
I think I don't understand how to do the moral. Like, I just would like to. I tell the story, and then the moral is it kind of gets lost because I get a little confused.